All right, welcome back. These two just quieted down as we went through the break.
Just quieted down on the last 4 seconds.
Like literally.
Hit in.
Yeah,
we're still,
I don't even know why I brought that up.
We're still going about that. We can go another 40 minutes just on that.
Let's
talk.
talk.
For the countdown. It was,
yeah, we needed the countdown.
You know, 4,000, 5,000 people there last year. Doherty and St. John's at Assumption College. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Let's go to the playoff game.
Let's go to Division 6 before
spiking the ball.
Kevin, last time Kevin did something like this, a couple of MIA football guys came in here for like in-depth interviews afterwards. So who knows?
That's true.
We might have some visitors to the studio. Division 6 is Littleton and BMR. All right, Maynard and Littleton seem to be slated to go, right? And
yeah.
All of a sudden,
I had Maynard my other pick.
And all of a sudden, BMR comes in and breaks up the party. They get in as the 4 seed. And then Robbie Seifring, as like a bull in a china shop, he just crashes the party.
Because just as we thought, beginning of the year, 3 Dual Valley Conference teams were playing for titles.
Unbelievable.
Just like we thought.
Right. You're right. That's how you draw it up.
BMR. That's a program win. They're probably hanging pictures up in the gym about that game, and credit to them.
And they should. They absolutely should.
Great win for them. I mean, take nothing away from Maynard. They scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. Great team against Maynard. They've run on the table all year, beaten Littleton.
Beat huge teams. Maynard's beaten huge teams.
That's what I'm saying. They were my pick for Gillette.
Right.
You know, I'm sorry, Harold. I sort of jinxed you. I'm
no,
mush.
but they.
I'm like
I
the
think
playoff mush.
Everyone thought. But everyone thought, put them in there. They're that good.
Yeah.
And especially after they beat Littleton head to head,
Yes.
you thought, forget it. No one's going to touch this team. And BMR did. And that's leadership, too.
Yeah.
Leadership and discipline. You talk about Robbie Seifring, the quarterback, leadership and discipline. And that's what wins football games, and Robbie Seifring's at the top of it. You have the coaching staff, too, and then the quarterback. And the quarterback's job is to lead the team. That's what he does. It's not necessarily have the best arm, you know, the biggest arm. Who's the best leader on the team? Seifring's the leader. He's an absolute leader. He's an athlete. He's tough, but he's a leader. Above all else, he's a leader, and they follow him. He should get a ton of credit for that.
Well, that's it. They're down late, 14-0. You're expecting, hey, we had a good showing. What just wasn't our year, and then, you know, they brought it back to him. Josh Ugolo, great program over there. You know, this is something to build off of.
Right.
Yeah. Seifring made plays with his feet and made plays with his arm. Had a couple
Kicked the field goal
passes.
Did it all, really.
Drove the bus home.
You might as well drive the bus, and he's a good basketball player.
But Littleton now,
well.
again, you're looking at a Littleton team that easily, you look at them in person and say, they could play 2 divisions up. You know, I mean, this is a big physical team. Bowden is a beast. Bowden's got to be 230, 235. I mean, he's the Mike Allstott of Central Mass. You do not want to tackle him head on. He's huge. And then the Lynn kids, the Lynn brothers, quarterback and receiver, every single time we have them on, they're making plays. So you have talent. You can go up top. If you put 9 guys, 10 guys in the box to stop that run, they'll say, that's great.
Right.
Dump it right over the top of you.
We talked earlier about St. Bernard's being like sort of the end boss of their division. Littleton's the same way. Every year, no matter what division they're in, they're like the guy, the final boss level of the
King
video
Koopa.
game. Exactly. They're throwing the Donkey Kong barrels at people, trying to stop them. And, you know, it's tough. It's one of those legendary programs. They're going to be good. Graduate 18 kids, not a problem. We'll just take the next crowd up, and you're the next generation. Let's go. Let's do this. We'll get Gillette. Get the sledgehammer out.
Yeah, that's right. But that's a tribute to those kids and the coaching staff, too, that they graduated almost the entire team. You have, 3 or 4 kids that came back that saw any kind of time, and here you are again in the Central Mass Super Bowl.
Yeah, and for years we've been here, this might be the end of the cycle for Littleton.
Right.
They might be done. They just continue to
And that school's huge, and it's getting bigger and bigger.
And if Bowden's 235, I'm a $115, okay? So, he's a big dude.
There's a lot of Bowdens that are in the AB Football Hall of Fame, and I know he's one of the descendants.
Yes.
The Bowdens are a tough clan.
A clan, all right.
And they're a clan in Acton.
Yeah.
And now Littleton, they've spread out.
Acton Boxborough has been brought up in every single show.
I checked out my Shea bingo card.
Land of 6.
I can go to TC Lando's and get a free sub.
Acton Boxborough. All right, Nipmuc and Northbridge in Division 5.
Yep. And
this is a rematch of a regular season game won by Northbridge, won handily by Northbridge when both teams were going at a pretty good clip. And, Coach Hill and Nipmuc, they had to battle to beat Oakmont this past week, but they're right where they want to be, a chance to defend their Central Mass title.
It was a good win for Oakmont. Oakmont has a tough team, and to get that win, I always talk about these teams need to be playoff tested. Nipmuc, that was a great win for them. They've won ever since that Northbridge loss. They've won out. I think they're talented and getting that confidence-building win, a 14-13 win over a very good Oakmont team, gives them a lot of confidence going into Northbridge. Again, like you said, they got handled last time. They want to make sure it's just, they learn from that mistake. Similar to what other games were, like the Leicester Valley Tech game. They remember that. They know what they're going to hear it all week with the scoreboard.
Oh,
It's probably written on the board in their locker room.
Right.
And
the coaches will be talking, when they're stretching, they'll be talking about that game.
Yeah,
now, the big thing, well, one of the big things I think is Nipmuc played on a Sunday and Northbridge played on a Friday. 2 days of extra rest, I think, is big when you're coming, especially playing a physical game. So Nipmuc played a physical Oakmont team on Sunday. Now you're going to play, now you have a full week, basically. But it's high school kids. They're pliable, Tom Brady. But the 2 extra days is big. 2 extra days to heal up, to get ready, and to give that Northbridge team time to prepare and work on their stuff. Because Ken LaChapelle's going to he's going to go right into the bag of tricks right away, and they'll have 4 or 5 plays or formations that no one's ever even seen this year.
Yeah. And pliability is a good thing, right? So
it's a great thing.
So with Northbridge especially, they've been dinged up. So a couple extra days is not a bad thing. And I think if they start to get healthy and they're starting to get some guys back, and I think they are, although I don't think Coach LaChapelle's kind of played his entire hand.
No, he's at the playoff playbook.
Necessarily right now. And this is when it gets cold outside and he puts on his woolen Ram sweater. And it's really tough to beat Coach Losh in the sweater because it's tough to beat Coach Losh this time of year. How does Nipmuc do it?
They got to contain Zach Roberts. Yeah. I mean, easier said than done, but this guy is. We said a couple weeks ago. When they had the injuries at quarterback, they moved their playmaker. He has a first touch every time. And I always think in a Ken LaChapelle offense, that's a big weapon to have. We saw Kobe Chauffeur and those guys that when they get the ball, they can hey, if there's an opening, I'm gone. Mm-hmm. I mean, Roberts has 700 yards rushing 700 yards passing and 730 yards rushing. I mean, he's pretty balanced no matter what. And those are big, those are season, leaderboard numbers at the end of the year. So I think he's a threat. Where is he? What's he going to do? Do we spy him every play?
I would do that. I think you'd probably spy him for a good, at least. Well, you can see how it goes, obviously, but I would spy him to start it off because
make somebody else beat you.
Because he can beat you if he throws it and he completes it. Okay, you kind of tip your hat to him. Okay, great route, great throw, but when he goes back and you rush 4 guys, 5 guys, and he just goes, yep, takes off, and you get gouged for 12 or 15 yards. That's something you don't want to have happen. You make him drive the length of the field to beat you, and make him make big plays to beat you, but not with his feet. I think at least to start, you got to spy him.
Right.
You got to have another safety basically right there in the box, and it's got to be a fast kid because he's good, he's deceiving, but he'll also lower his shoulder and run you over.
Right. That's the
thing. So you got to be a sure tackler.
Northbridge is battle tested. They played Tantasco, they played Grafton. They lost to both of those teams, D4 teams, big physical teams, and then came back with a win over Burncoat in the first round of the playoffs. But Northbridge with Roberts kind of moving around, and the Wildman's been good this year. He's been pressed in
all 3 phases too.
He has been pressed into some things, and defensively and special teams he was going to be there, but offensively he's been put in there a little bit more as well. So I mean, Northbridge, they're a little different. They're a little different. They might not light up that board as much as quickly, but they find ways to score, and their defense has been tough, especially in division and in Division 5. And they were tough on this Nipmuc team that first time around. So we'll see. I mean, I think the other thing is I only saw part of Coach Hill's pregame speech when I was at Northbridge. The second half was really good, I'm sure. This one has got to be outstanding.
Oh, he's great.
He is a great
and his teams always play physical too. Under him, they've always been a physical group. But he's fantastic, and he's a great motivator for this Nipmuc team. And revenge, we've talked about it, all year long on this show. Revenge is a huge motivator for these kids. I mean, they're going to come out and they're going to be ticked off from the start. And that's in this day and age when kids know each other from whether it's camps, from other sports, from AAU teams. You don't generally get teams that walk in and let's go. This is going to be a fight. Let's hit him in the mouth from the first play, and it's going to be a 2-hour fight. And I think you're going to have that with this game, that they're going to come in, Nipmuc's going to come in ready for a 2-hour fight.
Who do you give the edge to?
I give the edge to Northbridge, having said that.
Northbridge too.
Northbridge. Okay. All right, Northbridge. And in Littleton BMR, Littleton's tough to beat.
I give it to Littleton, again, experience. And even though these guys may not have had the experience they didn't play in the playoff games last year or the Gillette, it's still you're in that program, and they've picked up right where the other guys left off.
All right, we're coming back with Division 4 and Division 3. We're talking Neshoba, Tantascwa, and St. John, Shrewsbury. Hope we have enough time.